Brittany, France is home to some of the most beautiful beaches and coastal regions in the world. Tourists flock there every summer to enjoy the gorgeous scenery. During the summer of 2019, this beautiful, tranquil area became dangerous and harmful to everyone around. It was a harmful green sludge that put many people in danger. But where did it come from? Facts Verse presents, When Tourists Saw This Green Substance on the Beach, Experts Warned Them to Keep Their Distance. Experts believe that the slimy substance started to cause issues in France about 50 years ago. During that period, there was a connection between the sudden appearance of this substance and deaths of many animals, including horses and wild boars, and that concerned the experts. But it wasn't just this situation that was so alarming. The issues with the animals were terrible, but in 2019 the problems became tragic. Two families took a trip to the Brittany beaches in 2019 expecting to have fun in the sun. One family lost a young man and the other lost an older gentleman that summer, and the green substance has been to blame. Beaches are the #1 tourist attraction for travelers and locals alike. Over the last few years, more and more people from New York have been heading to seaside areas to vacation. Statistics from the New York Park Department can help put this into perspective. According to the Parks Department, nearly 16 million people visited New York beaches in 2016. The number increased in 2018. America's not the only place where people love the beach, of course. There are plenty of popular seafront areas all over the world, and that's what makes this green sludge issue so scary. As I said earlier, Brittany is a popular tourist destination for beach lovers. This French region is home to several cities like Nantes and Rennes, but it's best known for its gorgeous beaches and coastline. The beach areas are the most popular for foreign visitors. That's because from Morlaix Bay to St. Malo, you'll find some of the most beautiful shorelines in the world. Unfortunately, the green algae has been worrying tourists, making them steer clear of these beautiful beaches. What happened to the animals back in the late 1970s was terrible, but what happened in 1989 was worse. A man had gone for a run on a beach in Saint-Michel-en-Grève, which was one of the region's most popular communities. And I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I never was very good at foreign pronunciations. Anyway, sadly the man never made it home that day. His body was found later, surrounded by what witnesses said was seaweed. When an autopsy was performed on the man's body, the findings never went public. The medic who performed the autopsy did speak publicly about what he believed happened, but that wasn't the end of it. 20 years after that man passed, 2 more high-profile incidents occurred. One incident happened to a vet. He was out with a horse on the Brittany beach and he came across a large pile of algae. When the vet got too close to the slimy green algae, he passed out, and his horse did as well, and the horse died. Fortunately for the vet, somebody had come by and pulled him to safety. Unfortunately, the man involved in the second incident wasn't so lucky. His name was Thierry Morfoy, and he was one of the workers hired to move the green sludge off the beach in 2009. It was put into a truck to remove it from the coastline, and Thierry was driving one of those vehicles. While driving, the algae caused him to pass out, and he too died. These were not the first 2 incidents, and they would not be the last. These incidents don't mean that all algae is harmful. In fact, algae is necessary to sustain life on our world. It creates oxygen. In fact, it creates more oxygen on our planet than all other plant life combined. If algae was to disappear entirely, we would probably die. There are some types of algae that are good, but then there are also some that are bad. The algae that came up the Brittany coast was the bad kind. This harmful algae comes up the coast, and when it reaches the shore, it's rotting, causing it to be toxic. Many environmentalists also blame local farmers for this happening. Near the Brittany coast are dairy, pig, and poultry farms. The waste from these farms contains a chemical compound called nitrates, which can be released into the water supply and eventually reach the ocean, which kills the algae. When the algae dies, it can result in a buildup in a dangerous gas called hydrogen sulfide. Anytime the rotting algae is disturbed, the hydrogen sulfide is released into the air, and, as you've seen in this video, it is very toxic. If you breathe it in, you could easily pass out and die. If something isn't done soon, the beaches all over the world won't be safe. Subscribe for more.